turn into some kind of a small, muscular Boy Scout.
Yes, guys, we're on episode 2 of Aaron Talks Films. Welcome back, everybody. Now, there has been a lot of news in the world of Hollweird this week, so I think it's best to just jump straight into it. Beg my pardon. I just burped. I've been drinking a lot, trying to prepare myself for this podcast. I do apologise. I've just had a really big energy drink. You know, I've waited so long today to do this podcast. It's not even that late. You know, I just feel very old, so I've waited as long as I can, you know, wait until the house is quiet, everyone's asleep. I finally get into my office and I think to myself, I know what I'll do because I'm quite tired. I was up very early this morning, not that anyone cares about any of this, but I decided, you know, what I'll do is I'll chug just a big old can of energy drink just before I hit record so that I can, you know, perk myself up and get myself going. And now it's giving me a bit of gas, which I probably shouldn't have done. Yeah, like I say, you probably didn't really want to know about any of that, but I'll tell you anyway, because to me that's interesting. So, here we go. The script for a Doctor Doom movie set in the MCU has already been completed. Now, as we know, Disney have only just got the rights back for the Fantastic Four and all of their, you know, subsequent villains and characters in their universe. Doctor Doom being the main one. But already there's a script for that movie, which is kind of weird to me. I don't know if that's the first thing they should be focusing on. Doctor Doom is a great character, don't get me wrong. He embodies what you think of when you think of the Fantastic Four. Obviously you've got the 4 main members, but then automatically your mind goes to Doctor Doom. So a movie focusing on him, I kind of understand, but by the looks of it, this is just going to be a solo movie, which I think the best thing to do would be to get the Fantastic Four out of the way first, you know, introduce those characters into this MCU universe, you know, just integrate them as best as you can in the world of the Avengers. Don't start with Doctor Doom. To me, that's just weird. I don't know what you think, you know, am I crazy, or is this a unique, different, spinny way to go? You know, is it a way of just sort of saying, you know, we're not going to follow the norm? You know, there's been a few Fantastic Four movies already, and they were terrible to not great. And you know, is this a way just to sort of kickstart that part of the universe? Either way, though, it's very interesting. Let me just read a few little bits that I saw. In a recent interview with a Hollywood reporter, Hawley, sorry, let me just start that again. Where's his name? Sorry, I think I've Noah Hawley. That's the man who's writing the movie. My apologies. I'm all over the place now. I really should have, you know, researched this a bit more. In a recent interview with the Hollweird reporter, Hawley, who is busy working on his directorial film debut, Lucy in the Sky, he said this regarding the Doom movie. I did sit down with Kevin Feige recently, and I said that I look at myself as sort of the Marvel R&D department. I know the genre can do all of these amazing things that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing, but my feeling is, what else can we do with it? Can we make it surreal? Can we make it musical? Oh, God, I fucking hope not. Not as a gimmick, but all of these techniques are about putting you into the subjective experience of these characters. I wrote a script about Doctor Doom, an anti-hero story I really like, and we're still talking about making it. I'm trying to get out from under this movie I made and this last season of Legion, and Fargo is coming back up. But for better or worse, these are the stories we want to hear right now. I think you can bury your head in the sand and say, that's unfortunate for our culture because they're simplistic. Some people say that. I don't look at it that way. I think they are morality tales on a larger scale, and it's better to be part of the conversation than pretend the conversation isn't happening. That was a mouthful. Basically, he's saying, can we make this unique and interesting? Like I just said, if there's a way of doing this in a unique way, it would be interesting. I hope that musical part was a joke. Although, no. A musical Doctor Doom movie in the MCU, that's not what we want. But he's basically saying, if we can find a way of introducing this that is going to appeal to people and isn't just going to be like, oh, Doctor Doom again, we've seen the Fantastic Four, boring. If they can do it in an intriguing way, then why not? But in my head, I want the Fantastic Four in the MCU, and I'd rather see them come in before they worry about spinning off their villains. If you introduce the villain, are the characters, the Fantastic Four, are they already established? Are they already there? Are they already in the background? Or do we introduce them in the film? Or how do we do that? I think, in my opinion, it's best to focus on the Fantastic Four before we focus on Doctor Doom. But Marvel, Kevin Feige has not steered us wrong so far. So if that's the road that he wants to go down, I guess he knows what he's doing. Speaking of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Jeremy Renner will reportedly reprise his role as Hawkeye in the upcoming Black Widow movie. That's great. I love Jeremy Renner. I think he's great. I really enjoy his character of Hawkeye. It took him a little while to become established and to become his own kind of character and stand out in a sense from the rest of the characters in the MCU. But once he finally sort of found his feet, Phase 3 ended. So I hope that he does get a look in the Black Widow movie. Although it's a prequel, so it's going to be the character before what we really knew. But I hope to see him in there. Like I say, I like Jeremy Renner, so it'd be interesting to see him come back to the MCU. Vanessa Kirby is reportedly being eyed to play Catwoman in the upcoming Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson Batman trilogy. Vanessa Kirby, she's an English stage, television and film actress and model. Well, of course she's a model. She's going to be in Hobbs and Shaw, which looks pretty interesting. I've stated many times I'm not a Fast and Furious fan, but that film actually looks kind of interesting and kind of fun. But yeah, she was also in Mission Impossible Fallout. I've really enjoyed that film. I can't remember who she is in it, but I have definitely seen it, and it was fun. She obviously made a very lasting impression on old Aaron. She's been in quite a few movies, none of which I really recognise. She has been in a lot of TV, none of which I really recognise, and she's also done a lot of theatre, a lot of theatre. But yeah, she's an established actress, and she looks the part. I could see her as Selena Kyle Catwoman. Yeah, that's great. Whether she can do, again, I have seen Mission Impossible Fallout. I cannot for the life of me remember who she was in that movie. Maybe that was an action role, so I was going to say, can she embody Catwoman? Can she do like the action kind of stuff? Although we have stunt people, stunt actors and actresses, and she is largely going to be in a big cat suit, so there's easy ways of getting around that, but there's got to be some physicality when you're actually in that role. So I hope that she can get involved with that as much as she can. Again, she's a good choice if it does come down to that, from what I do not remember of her. This week we saw a few set photos released from Bill and Ted 3 Face and Music. Great. A couple of photos of Keanu Reeves and Alex Winters, just on set, and they're right next to the iconic, famous phone book. What more do you want? It's happening. A little part of me did not believe it was still happening until I saw these photos. I knew it was going. I knew it was going ahead. I knew it was in production, but I don't know, part of me was just kind of like, this is really weird, this is really strange, we've not seen Bill and Ted in so long, but Keanu Reeves is so big right now, he is everywhere, so the fact that this is happening is just incredible. I'm not always a fan of sequels that come out many years after the last instalment. I know I spoke last week about how excited I am for Ghostbusters 3, but generally when they wait this long to do a sequel, it's always hit and miss. You know, they're not always hits. But again, Keanu Reeves is everywhere. He is great. He can do no wrong at the moment. It is very strange seeing him without a beard. Definitely go and check these photos out. Just Google Bill and Ted 3. You will see these photos. Keanu without a beard. That's strange. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Andy Muschietti, who directed It, is in talks to direct the upcoming Flash movie, with his sister joining in as a producer. That's great. I enjoy It. I'm not sure the correlation between It and the Flash, you know, is that really a thing? But he's a proven director. He made a very, very, very good movie. If that Flash movie still goes ahead, it's very unlikely it's going to. It's been on and off and on and off and on again. Directors have been in and out. Whenever I hear news that a director is attached, a little bit of excitement creeps in. I'm not going to lie, there's a little tiny speck of excitement inside of me, but again, I don't really care about this. I want the DC universe to kind of restart. As good as Wonder Woman was and Aquaman was pretty good, I suppose, they're clinging to those and they're doing all these Elseworld movies, which are fine, which are great, but if they wanted to build a universe, why didn't they just stick to it? But yeah, this Flash movie with Ezra Miller, who is apparently still attached, I don't give up. Just fucking throw it in the rubbish. Throw it in the trash. It's not worth it anymore, is it? Ezra Miller clearly does not want to do it. No director really wants to do it. Otherwise, a director would have been attached and stayed on, and this would be rolling by now. It was supposed to start filming last year, for crying out loud. Christina Hodson will write the script. I don't know who that is. John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein. Yeah, like I say, they've exited the project. Another pair of directors that have left this project. Just give up. Honestly, no one wants to see it. I don't think anyone really cares, so let's just move on. Just a quick little bit of news. I should have slotted this into the old MCU part of the show. Is this a show? I could say this is a show. Spider-Man Far From Home opened $310 million at the worldwide box office this weekend. That is unbelievable. I have not yet seen it. It's one of those movies that I really wanted to go out and see straight away because of, you know, the internet and spoilers, but I've not yet had a chance. I'm having some money problems at the moment, so I've not really... I've got money, but it needs to go on food and things like that. My partner insists that we need to buy food to feed me and the kids. I don't think that's a necessity, but hey ho, that's, you know, she's the woman, she's in charge, so I can't use that money to go out and see Spider-Man. But yeah, it's great. I can't wait to see it. It looks fun. The reviews, from what I hear, have been great, so I really cannot wait to see that movie. J.A. Bayona, that's a great name if ever I'd heard one. He has been signed on to direct the Amazon Lord of the Rings prequel series. Is it? I can't. I'm pretty sure it's a prequel. It's all set before the whole Lord of the Rings thing. But yeah, he directed Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, which not a lot of people liked. I actually quite enjoyed. He directed the Lego Batman movie. He's done quite a bit, and he's Spanish. I don't really know why that matters. I just saw that, but yeah, proven director, great. I kind of enjoyed the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna latch on to watching a series. Do I really want to watch a series about Lord of the Rings? I mean, it's on Amazon. I have Amazon anyway, so if it's free, if it's on Prime, I'll give it a go. If they try and charge me money for it, I will not be interested. As I've just said, I have no money. Another MCU story, which should have gone into the MCU portion of this show. Man, I am so unprofessional. It is just ridiculous. Kevin Feige says that the Black Panther 2 script, I believe it is ready. I believe it's either very close to being finished or it is finished. I can't remember the whole part of this interview. But the main thing that came from this quote from Kevin Feige, he says that Killmonger's return in Black Panther 2 is pure rumour and speculation. There's been a lot of talk about Killmonger coming back somehow. I don't know how that's going to happen, whether it's going to have anything to do with the Thanos snap or the, differentiating timelines. I'm not really sure how they would write it and bring Killmonger back. I'd like to see Killmonger again. I really, really like Michael B. Jordan in that role. I think that was the strongest part of that movie, which is a great movie, and he just makes it even better. I really would like to see him come back, but if they don't, I understand why. He died. Spoiler alert. If they can bring him back in some way, if it's not too forced and not too stupid, I'd like to see it, but we'll have to wait and see. The Mask creator and Dark Horse Comics founder Mike Richardson, who does not love The Mask? He sat down with Forbes, which is a magazine of some sort, and discussed that The Mask may be returning to the big screen. Very, very interesting. I am quite a big fan of the Mask movie. Not a lot of people like it, but Jim Carrey at that time was unstoppable. He was incredible, and I love Jim Carrey, and I really enjoy that movie. It's kind of tacky when you look back at it, but I think it's a great movie. He basically said if it should be coming back to the big screen, and if it does, he'd actually be in favour of a female-led reboot, which would be very interesting. He said, I'd like to see a really good physical comedian in the role. I have one in mind, but I'm not going to say her name. We have to do a lot of convincing for this particular actor, but we'll see. You never know what's coming in the future. We have some ideas. Very interesting. Very great. Why not? I mean, it's 2019. If you want to put a female in that lead, I say go for it. The Mask is a good film. It was done. If you want to do it, if you want to bring it into the new age and you want to make it unique in some way, you want to make it different, that's the way to do it. It may upset a lot of people, but those people are idiots. Who gives a shit what they think? It is, at the end of the day, if it works, then go for it. Yeah, that's all I've really got to say about that. I just think it's interesting. It doesn't affect me in any way. I'm not invested in The Mask. Like I say, I enjoy it, but if they want to reboot it, go for it. I don't care. Speaking of controversy and people that should... Actually, we'll wait. We'll just breathe. Wait for that. We'll start off with this. Jacob Tremblay and Awkwafina are in talks to join Disney's live-action adaptation of The Little Mermaid. As I said last week, Melissa McCarthy is very heavily rumoured to be playing Ursula, the villain of that movie. But these two will be more than likely playing the roles of Flounder and Scuttle. Flounder the fish and Scuttle the seagull. I've not actually seen The Little Mermaid. I've seen clips. I know some of the songs. But, yeah, great. They look like they're Disney kids, so why not get them involved with some voice acting? Yes, here we are. We are on the controversy of the week. This is not what I'm going to end on, but I'm going to do it now so we can kind of get it out of the way. Disney have cast their live-action Little Mermaid Ariel. I'm sure if you're listening to this at some point throughout the week, you would have heard this news and how much people are upset. When you first read it, when you first see the headline, along with many, many other people, I'm sure, on the internet, misread this. I read it as Disney's live-action Little Mermaid has cast Halle Berry as Ariel. Now, that is not true. Halle Berry is not going to be playing Ariel. It is, in fact, Halle Bailey. Now, the controversy is, which is not a controversy, to me, it's not a controversy. I'm just saying the controversy that is going around the internet and has upset a lot of bigots is the fact that this actress is black. As I just said about the last piece of news, The Mask, possibly going to be starring a woman, who gives a shit? It does not matter. It is not an issue. The Little Mermaid, yes, in the cartoon she is white, but casting a black actress is not the issue. If she is a good actress and a good singer, that should be the main point of contention. Disney have come out and said that they auditioned a ton of women for this role, and if they are telling the truth, when they first met her, they instantly fell in love with her and they thought she was perfect for the role. If Disney like it, and Disney again have not really put a foot wrong so far, then she is the right person for this job. She is the right actress. She is going to put in an amazing performance. I don't know anything about this actress other than she's one of those Disney kids. She's one of these kids that came up, I'm going to say, through the ranks at Disney. Like, she's a footballer and she's been at one club all of her life. She's been involved in Disney and all of that for many, many years. So if she can sing and she can act, that's the main point. She is going to be playing Ariel. People are petitioning for this to not happen. That is not going to change. She is Ariel. Let's just get on board with it, because, like I say, Disney know what they're doing. If they want to cast a certain person in a role, then they obviously are the best person for that role. Sorry, I've been talking so long, I just needed a drink. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just go with it. It's not going to change. Get fucking used to it. I'll apologise for all the swearing, by the way. Now, our last little piece I just want to touch on. As you can tell by the title of this episode, a Jumanji 2 trailer came out this week. Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth about it, because the best thing to do is just go and watch this trailer. I just want to, just talk about the fact that I loved this trailer. I thought it was absolutely mind-blowingly brilliant. For a long time, when Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle was all over the news, I did not want to see that movie because I didn't think I would enjoy it. Obviously, it looked fun and okay, but because I'm such a big lover of the original Jumanji, I kind of had it in my head as a nostalgic that I didn't want to see Welcome to the Jungle. I watched it, it blew me away. I've actually watched it several times since because it is that good of a movie. So I was very happy to hear that a sequel to that sequel was coming. And I was very interested to see how they was going to do it differently, what they was going to do to, because let's put it this way: Welcome to the Jungle, they got rid of the game, the board game element, and they turned it into a video game, which was great. It was original. It was one of the issues that I had with it until I saw the movie, and I thought it was great. This time I was thinking, what are they going to do that's different? And spoilers for this trailer, if you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. But two of the characters are old men. One of the main characters, Spencer, who in the last movie goes into the game and he becomes the Rock. his granddad and his granddad's friend somehow get sucked in. I'm not sure how this happens yet, and they become The Rock and Kevin Hart's characters. And The Rock and Kevin Hart embody those old men. The old men in the movie are Danny DeVito and Danny Glover, who I love. I think they're absolutely great. So the fact that those men's characters are now in the video game, and it's The Rock and Kevin Hart, just seeing how they did it absolutely blew me away, and I thought it was so clever. It was such a departure from the last movie, and I just wanted to shout out how brilliant I think that is. And I just think it's definitely got me on board, because I was expecting more of the same, and as much as I was going to enjoy that, I'm glad they just threw me a curveball and they absolutely, blew me away again. I cannot wait to see it. I think it's going to be great. Jumanji 2, Jumanji 3, Jumanji The Next Level, whatever you want to call it. I cannot wait to see that movie. That's the end of the episode. I'm sorry it's very, very controversial based. But that's what we do. That's what we have to talk about. We hear news, and, if we don't agree with people's opinions, we need to talk about it. We need to get it out there in the open and not only give our opinion, but show that everyone's opinions are valid, but don't bring things into the conversation that don't need to be brought into it, if that makes sense. I'm trying to say everyone has a voice and they should be heard, but at the same time, if your voice is rude and not worth listening to, then shut the fuck up. It's very contradictory what I've just said, but you understand what I mean. Yeah, that's the end of the episode. I won't go any further. Thank you for listening. If you want to check out my YouTube channel, it is Aaron Talks Films. At some point soon, I'm going to be guesting on my good friend Phil Better's podcast. We were supposed to record last night, but he wasn't in the best frame of mind, and in fact, neither was I, really. I didn't have a great day yesterday, so we have postponed recording our episode, but as soon as that episode is recorded and out there on the internet for everyone to listen to, I will let you know, and you can go and listen to that. But in the meantime, go and check out the Phil Better Show. It's a great show. That is all from me, Aaron Talks Films. I cannot wait to speak to everyone next week. Have a lovely week. Goodbye.